Start.
Hello, my name is Robel Araya, and this is my What's Good on TV assignment for Introduction to Ethics. We're going to start with the clip that I based this whole assignment on. I'm just going to play a little bit of it because it's like a 5-minute clip. This is Germany and Brazil in the World Cup quarterfinals facing off. You see this Germany's first goal. This is a save. This is a really big game, really big World Cup game. A lot of writing on it from both these nations. Boom, they scored the second not too long after. And this game is basically a pile-on. It's a 7-1 win. And you'll see in a little bit how I apply it. But here's the third goal. That's a nice one. But yeah, you'll see how I apply it in a minute. So it's a 5-minute clip. I'm not going to play the whole thing. We are going to get to the game results, which this game ended in 7-1. They scored 4 goals in 6 minutes. Again, a record. So they really battered them. And the crowd was really silent. It was silent for probably this whole second half of the game because it was such a bad loss for Brazil in an elimination game. So they got no rematch after this. Now, how do we apply this to utilitarianism? How we apply it is you ask, was it morally right for them to keep scoring upon the second, third, fourth, fifth goal that they did? Or was it, morally right for them to basically punt the game and basically giving some grace to Brazil? So that is the question we're going to ask. And I think the answer depends on whose happiness and whose suffering we consider. That's how we're going to go through both perspectives to see which was, more the utilitarian way to do things, or how we would think considering utilitarian theories. Starting with Germany. Germany, from their perspective, if they continue to pile on like they did, it was obviously going to ensure their confidence, their chemistry, cohesion, all of that, just to help them get the win more clean, or a more guaranteed win. Also, winning by a wider margin gives you more ego boost and, reputation, in your hometown. You get to say you won by more against a very prestigious team like Brazil. So those are the pros from Germany's perspective. We look at Brazil. They experienced a lot of humiliation and grief after this loss, it being such a big loss, and to Germany, like a rival nation. But however, from a utilitarian view, you could argue that, because their fans love the game of soccer or football to them so much that Germany giving up and, sparing their feelings might have been worse. They might have wanted Germany's best effort just to see, the game that they waited 4 years for, the World Cup, to present them. They probably wanted a game of much more effort and much more grit. So there is a double, it goes both ways there. And then, so we look at the conclusion. And while it really hurt for Brazil, I concluded that from a utilitarian point of view, you could argue that what Germany did was right. And it maximized the most happiness for the majority, which is what a utilitarian would think about. Happiness for the majority, non-biased to a certain, team, Brazil or Germany. So I think it would have, because it gave them a lot of integrity and a lot of props from the Brazil players that they kept on giving their best effort, even though they could have just cruised the rest of the game and definitely won it. They wanted to give Brazil that respect of, no, you're a great team, we're going to beat you the right way, and give every single sport watcher what they were waiting for every 4 years. They weren't selfish. I think that what they did, if you think like utilitarian would be of their choosing, I think that What they did maximized happiness for all, or majority, my bad, of majority. And so I believe that they did the right thing as a conclusion. Um, that concludes our presentation. Thank you.